So, dear students, let us first talk about the introduction of this lesson. Why do we need a parliament? As we already know that India was a colony of Britishers, and before independence, how the Indian leaders demanded their equal representation in the decision makings under the different policies of the Britishers. And in this lesson, we will also see how the parliament protects the interests of the common persons, or we can say the citizens of the India, and how the people participate in the decision makings and control the government. And later we will discuss about what is the rule of the parliament. So this is about the introduction of this lesson. So moving ahead, as we already know that before independence, many people belonging to different sections of the society, I am talking about the Indian society, that they have participated in the First World War of Independence against the Britishers. So because these all the groups were inspired by the ideas of freedom, equality, and participation in decision making, and the prominent role was played by great Indian leaders. Those leaders inspired the people, and then the people inspired in taking their struggle against in doing their struggle against the Britishers. Because, and as we already know that under the colonial power, the people lived in a fear, and they could not openly criticize the government. So Indian nationalists, or we can say Indian leaders, from time to time demanded their equal representation. So one more historical step was the Indian National Congress, that was founded in 1885 by A.O. Hume. A.O. Hume, he was an Englishman and a retired civil servant. The main aim of Hume's purpose was to provide a safety valve to the growing discontent among the educated Indians. And the second step was Government of India Act 1909. So this act is also known as Morley Minto Act. As we you should know, Morley, he was the Secretary of States for India before independence, and Minto, he was a viceroy before independence. So this act was an act of the British Parliament that introduced a few reforms with legislative councils and increased the involvement of Indians in the governance of British India. But the problem was that all the adults were not allowed to participate in the decision making under the colonial powers. Now, after attaining independence, after the Indian now after attaining the independence, the Indians' dreams were fulfilled because the constitution was adopted and came into force on 26th January 1950. And the constitution took an historical setup, that was universal adult franchise. That means every Indian who has attained the age of 18 is given the right to vote. Right to vote is also known as suffrage. So after independence, the responsibility of the government become more, because they have to fulfill the needs and aspirations of the people now. So now in this slide, we will talk about the Indians and their representatives. And who are the representatives? Actually, as we know, India is a democratic country where their power lies among the people, in the people, because those people elect their representatives, and these representatives put their demands of people before the ministers, or we can say before the government. And so we can say representatives put the demands of the people before the government, and they help to redress the grievances of the common persons. As we already know that is indian Indian Parliament is bicameral, that is, it consists of two houses, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. And one more important thing that we forget here, the president is an important part of parliament. Although he is not a member of any of the house of the parliament, but he is an important member of the parliament. And parliament has immense powers because it is the representative of the people. And for that, the Lok Sabha is usually elected once every 5 years. That is, every after every 5 years there are elections and representatives are elected, and from each of the constituency one person is elected as a representative to the parliament. So this was the first part of this lesson. In the second part of this lesson, that will be my second lecture, where we will discuss about the role of the parliament. Till then, Allah Hafiz.